Hello, this is Paulet Downey, and I'm back again with a skincare minute. So, this segment, I am going to be talking on skin types versus skin conditions. So, I'm going to talk about skin types first. So, skin type is something that we are born with. This is something that is in our DNA, our makeup. So we have oily skin, and oily skin is basically an overproduction of oil secretion, an overproduction of sweat secretion. Um, Usually, the skin is it's coarse, it's thick. The texture it feels very tough to feel. Um, Usually there is breakout that happens on an oily skin. It depends on the type of oily skin that we're dealing with. At some point, it could be to the point where they have acne. Acne, not mild acne, like it could be anywhere from mild to severe. But this is what you are going to find as what we call skin disease, acne, anywhere from mild, which mild really isn't considered a skin disease. But when we're going into the severe, more moderate to severe, then we are talking about skin disease. But oily is a skin type. The circulation is good. The blood flow is good. It's usually the skin is very firm, so there's lots of hydration with an oily skin type. Like I said, the circulation, regeneration is very good. Out of all the skin types, this is the skin that ages the slowest, simply because of the excess, the oversecretion of oil and sweat. So because of that, it tends to age slower than any of the other categories. And with the oil, with any kind of like comedones or pimples that show up, usually depending again on the severity of the acne. Like I said, if it's mild, it's not really. It is considered acne, but not really. It, the disease, so to speak, but normally it does show up in the T zone. It can show up, of course, it does show up on the cheeks, chin. Um, but for oily skin, that's what you're looking at. And so the pores tend to be large as well. So more large pores for oily skin type. And so that's an oily skin. So when we're looking at a normal skin type, you have, say, for example, the pores are smaller, so they're not, they're smaller. They're small, not to the point where they're invisible, but they're healthy looking. The cellular turnover of the skin is good. The cellular turnover, the oil secretion is normal, the sweat secretion is normal. In a normal skin type, you may have some pimples, tends to be in the T-zone area, a little bit, like maybe one or two, a few here or there, not a lot. So everything is normal. The texture of the skin is nice. It's nice and smooth. The firmness is there, like good firmness. Everything very normal, and usually it's a normal skin. So that's with the normal skin type. Nothing too much. It's just healthy skin for the most part, and not a lot of additional care, so to speak, aside from just your regular skincare routine that you would have for it. Then we are moving into the dry skin. So with dry skin, it is the oil secretion and the sweat secretion is underactive for both. The texture of the skin tends to be rough to the feel, because of its dryness. The pores it's almost like it's invisible. This is a skin that ages the fastest out of all of the categories. You will see lines show up on the skin earlier for someone who has dry skin than you will for the other two categories. The firmness of the skin is poor. The circulation of the skin is poor when you're dealing with a drier skin type as well. So it could even, verge sensitivity depending on its dryness. Flakiness is apparent. It does show up with a drier skin type as well. So, like I said, this one, it ages the fastest out of the three categories. Now, we also have sensitive skin. So, with sensitive skin, and this is actually a skin type as well. It's you, for the most part, it's on the dry side, and poor. Well, actually, the circulation is very high. So, the circulation of someone who has sensitive skin is actually higher than someone who has, say, a normal skin type or a oily skin type, simply because of how sensitive it is. So normally, yeah, because of the circulation, normally it feels like very, like, it can feel hot, hot to the touch. And this is due hot to the touch. The oil secretion and the sweat secretion is also like underperforming. So there's less secretion of both of these as well. The texture of the skin, again, more rough, more rough to the feel, and more sensitive to the feel as well. And yes, I'm just trying to think, is there anything else with the sensitive skin? Yeah, so the sensitive skin also is really, it's due to, say, allergies or eczema or asthma. So it's usually due to something that's internal. And I know with eczema is actually a disease, but it like if somebody who has sensitive skin and it is because of this, it is still categorized under sensitive skin. So eczema, yes, it is disease skin, but somebody who has sensitive skin is a skin type. This is something that they were born with. This is something that is in their DNA, something that is a part of their structure of their, like their, structure of who they are. So sensitive skin is also considered a skin type. And so you also have, like, there is also, so you, like I mentioned, the oily skin, normal skin, dry skin, sensitive skin, but you also have a combination of all of these. So you can have somebody who has like normal oily or normal dry or normal sensitive or oily sensitive or dry sensitive. So there's also like those kind of combinations that are going on that some people do have with these skin types. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what the skin types are. Now, when we're talking about skin conditions, for the most part, involve the environment. They come from things that are going on in our world and how we are living our lives. And as a result of what is going on around us, what is going on in our environment, and how we are living, determine the skin condition. So the skin condition of the skin is based basically on environment and our lifestyle. So we'll start with probably the most commonly known skin type, and that's dehydration. So dehydration, of course, it can, it's basically it's skin that is lacking water, and many reasons why that can happen. We could, be in the winter with like a dry winter, a cold winter. It could be due to heating, air conditioning. It could be due to diet, stress. pollution. There are so many factors that go into dehydrated skin. Medication, that's another one as well. All of these play a part. Sun tanning, another one, like sunbathing for long periods of time, for long, for many weeks, many months, also will dehydrate the skin. So dehydration, of course, this is a skin type or skin condition. Sorry, this is a skin condition as a result of our environment and what is going on in in our lives. So that is a skin condition. So another skin condition is sensitized skin. So this is not sensitive skin. This is sensitized skin. So this sensitized skin is basically as a result of, again, like sunbathing, uh, our lifestyle, how we eat, what we're putting into us, can give us sensitized skin. Products that we're using on our skin, like improper products, products that are comedonic or clog the skin. I know how to pronounce that one, it just wouldn't come out. So products that clog the skin, also from not washing the skin properly, sleeping in makeup, all can cause sensitized skin, which again will cause like temporary redness to the skin, can cause itching and burning to the skin as a result of improper care and how we are living our lives. So this is sensitized skin. Also could be like, yeah, so basically because of the environment that we are again living in and how we are caring for our skin. So sensitized skin is another one. Pigmentation, various forms of pigmentation. This is another skin condition. So again, we have hyperpigmentation. Hyperpigmentation basically is an overproduction of melanin. And so this can be as a result of scars, burning, cuts, being in the sun too long. So as a result, you get sunspots, acne. So basically from, pregnancy. So hyperpigmentation can come from various forms of our life. Stress is another one where we can also get hyperpigmentation from. So this is something due to our lifestyle. And so hyperpigmentation is considered a skin condition as well. So hypopigmentation, which is an underproduction of melanin. What will happen in this case is that we will develop white patches on our skin as a result. And this is because of, for same reasons, same kind of reasons that are going on in our skin, that can happen. So we have, just trying to think, there are more. I'm going to look here. I'm going to actually cheat. Yes, we have breakouts. So congestion and breakouts. Yes, I did say that acne is a skin disease. And acne is a skin disease. But breakouts and congestion can be caused by improper eating, like depending on what we're eating. Again, sleeping in makeup, not caring for our skin, diet, which can cause our skin to break out. So this is, we're talking about people who under normal circumstances would not break out, would not have pimples, would not have whiteheads or blackheads or pustules. These are things that someone normally wouldn't have, but because of their lifestyle and how they are living their life, if they're not sleeping enough, if they're not getting, like if there's a lot of stress going on in the world, if there are around a lot of pollution, all these kind of external factors determine whether or not we will have breakouts and congestion on our skin. So this is a skin condition determined by our environment and not by our DNA. So if we care for the skin, then we would not have, these things, congestion and breakouts would not appear on the skin. So this is also considered a skin condition. Now, finally, we're going to talk about lines and wrinkles. So, lines and wrinkles, yes, it's chronological. It's something it's going to happen to all of us. It's just something that we can't stop from happen. As time goes on, the skin degrades. That's just what happens. But premature aging is another thing. So, with lines and wrinkles, that also is due to lifestyle and how we are caring for the skin. So, like it's just basically a breakdown of collagen, a breakdown of elastin, a decrease in oils and water that are in our skin. This also can be due to sunbathing, like being in the sun a lot, not protecting our skin, our diet, stress, not sleeping a lot. Like drinking too much, like alcohol, like smoking, anything, things like this can also cause premature aging, wrinkles and lines that accelerate aging faster than if we were to take proper care of what we put in us and how we live our lives. So, yes, chronological aging, of course, is a part of lines and wrinkles. But when we get lines and wrinkles, depends on how we live our lives and how we care for our skin. So if we're getting them in our early 30s, when they could have been starved off until our late 50s, that is a result of the lifestyle that we are living, and so that then becomes a skin condition as opposed to. And it is a skin condition more so than a skin type, because we're not born with lines and wrinkles. That is, it's not, like it's guaranteed that we're going to get lines and wrinkles, but it is not a type of skin that we come into the world with. It is something that happens over time. So it is considered a skin condition and not a skin type. So that's all basically I have to say for a skincare minute. Skin type is basically something that we are born with, something that there's nothing we can do about it. It's part of our DNA. Skin condition is something that we do have a good amount of control over. Yes, if the winters are dry, if the winters are cold, there's nothing we can do about that. But then again, we can invest in good skincare that can help us, that can protect our skin from developing fine lines, dry patches, which normally does happen, say, for example, on a more dehydrated skin. The difference really between a dehydrated skin, I'm gonna talk about that one, because there's a fine line between dehydrated and dry skin. So a dry skin is rough to the touch, it does flake, so does a dehydrated skin. But you will see there's like a crisscross of lines that you will notice on a dehydrated skin, something that you are not going to find on a dry skin. And it does tend to flake more with a dehydrated skin than with a dry skin. So with a dry skin, it really is lacking. It's lacking oil secretion as well as water, whereas a dehydrated skin is lacking water. And so just yeah, because it's a very fine line, but there is definitely a difference. And dehydrated skin is not something that we were born with. It's something that can be managed if we invest in the proper skincare products to to keep the skin hydrated and well nice and plumped and hydrated and yeah, is to keep it from to keep the water or the skin barrier to keep the skin barrier from releasing or losing any kind of water that is in the skin, and also to help retain the water that is in the skin, as well as investing in good products that are humectants or hyaluronics, so that will hold the water that our skin has, as well as yeah, hold on to the water and really even kind of like create hydration to the skin. So that's it now for a skincare minute. Until next time, take care.